It's funny. I lose my keys in my own apartment like at least once a week.
Oh, yeah. The classic experience.
And they're always right there, on the counter. But for like 10 minutes, they might as well not exist.
It's that perceptual blind spot. Your brain literally just edits them out of reality for a bit.
Exactly.
Right.
So imagine that, but scale it up. The apartment is the Amazon rainforest.
Okay.
And the 10 minutes, that's 150 years.
And instead of keys, you're looking for a lizard with a very, very distinctive nose.
That is the wild story we are diving into today, the incredible return of Anolis levis. This is a creature described way back in 1876 that, well, it just vanished.
It completely vanished. For generations, herpetologists thought it might be, a myth or just a mistake in an old scientific paper.
But a new report from Zootaxa, published just this year, proves it is very, very real.
It's a fantastic Lazarus species story, a species coming back from the dead. But what's so strange here is that Anolis levis isn't some tiny microscopic thing. It's part of the dactyloa clade.
Dactyloa. That sounds important. What does that actually mean for the lizard itself?
It means it's one of the so-called giant anoles. These are typically big, obvious tree-dwelling lizards.
So not exactly the type to be good at hide and seek.
Not for 150 years? No, that's what made its disappearance so baffling.
Okay, so let's rewind all the way back. 1876.
Right. You have this towering figure in paleontology, Edward Drinker Cope, and he's looking at these specimens.
Where did they come from?
They were collected by Professor James Orton on an expedition through the upper Amazon and western Peru. Cope does his thing. He writes up the description, notes the unique nose.
And he calls it Anolis levis.
Puts the jar on a shelf, and that's it.
And then nothing.
Total radio silence. For a century and a half, nobody sees one, nobody catches one. It got to the point where scientists started to question if Cope's original specimen was just a weirdo.
Like a one-off mutation of a different species or something.
Exactly. Or maybe the location data was just plain wrong. It effectively became a ghost.
Until January 2026. A new team comes along.
Ayala Varela and his colleagues, and they decided to properly crack this case. But they weren't just, wandering around the forest hoping to get lucky.
This is a targeted search, right?
A totally systematic review. They focused on the Huallaga River Valley in Peru. They were comparing everything scale counts, cranial ridges, against Cope's original 150-year-old notes.
And they found it. But let's get to the main event here. The nose. Everyone's calling it a Pinocchio lizard, but that name is a little misleading, isn't it?
It is, yeah. When people hear that, they think of other anoles, like Anolis proboscis, that have these long, almost sword-like snouts.
But this one is different.
Very different. The report calls it a rudimentary rostral appendage.
Rudimentary sounds like it's barely even trying to be a nose.
Or maybe that it's evolution caught in the middle of a thought. It's this distinct, stubby little projection. See, in the anole world, growing something on your face like that is biologically expensive.
They take a lot of energy.
A ton. So it's usually a signal, a fitness signal to mates.
So the thinking is, if you can afford to grow this weird thing on your face and still survive, you must have really good genes.
You must be a great catch. Precisely. So finding a rudimentary version is just fascinating. It could help us understand how these extreme traits get started in the first place.
Which we can finally do now that we know where they live.
Hanging out in the Andean foothills. It's this very specific transition zone between the mountains and the Amazon, a really complex environment to navigate.
Navigating complex environments seems to be the theme here, whether it's a cloud forest in Peru or just the modern digital world.
You really do need the right tools for the job.
You do. And just as this research team used specialized analysis to uncover a hidden species, our sponsor, Embersilk, uses specialized AI to uncover hidden value in your business. If you're trying to figure out where AI agents can actually make an impact for you, the real utility, not the hype, you should check them out. Go to embersilk.com for AI training, automation, and integration.
It's also worth saying that this rediscovery is a huge validation for conservation groups, like the Rainforest Partnership.
That's such a great point. It's so easy to feel like we've mapped the whole world, right? We have satellites, Google Earth.
But satellites see the tops of the trees. They don't see what's living under the canopy. Finding Anolis levis is just this powerful, optimistic reminder.
That absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Exactly. It proves that these ecosystems are still holding on to their secrets, that they're resilient.
It feels like the age of discovery isn't over. It's just getting, more detailed, more focused.
Absolutely. We're moving from finding new continents to understanding the incredible life that's already there.
So here's something for you to chew on. If a pretty big lizard with a nose ornament can hide from all of science for 150 years, what else is living right under our noses in the places we think we know best?
That's the question. And it's what keeps biology so exciting.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.